All right, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome Russell Henley into the interview room, making his 11th career start at the Sony Open in Hawaii. I know. 2013 champion. Russell, just talk a little bit about being back here and just 1 year removed from the playoff against Hideki. So.
Yeah, I always loved being here. A lot of great memories, and it's just beautiful. Looks like we got another great week of weather, and I'm just always happy to come back here. Thinking on last year, it definitely stings, but you know, I do take a lot of positives. I had a putt to win last year and I thought I hit a pretty good putt. I had a 2-shot lead and shot 65 and lost in a playoff. So not very often that happens, but yeah, I'm excited to be back.
So take us back to 2013 and what you remember about winning here.
Yeah, I stayed down at Waikiki at the Holiday Inn Express. I got California Pizza Kitchen most nights, and I just remember feeling really good about my game because I just won 2 of my last 3 tournaments on the web tour in the fall, and just felt excited to be here, and felt comfortable immediately because it just seemed like a course that I was familiar with, Bermuda grass and wind and warm weather, kind of what I played on a lot in Charleston, and just had a really comfortable pairing playing with Scott Langley, one of my buddies, and we both were playing well and just kind of rode the wave.
And before questions, you opened that week 63-63. That's also what you opened this year at Mayakoba in winning. So just talk a little bit about getting this season started in such a good way and the state of your game coming into the week.
Yeah, Mayakoba was awesome. Looking back, I feel like I just kept taking what I was struggling with from Jackson and the CJ Cup and was making adjustments and in my game, and started to feel really good with my putter, and felt really comfortable on that course. Had played there pretty well there a couple times, but hadn't really gotten the result. 1 year I got kind of disqualified and had the confidence I could play well there, just hadn't put it together quite yet, and just felt really comfortable.
All right, we'll go into questions. We'll start with Cameron here.
We were talking last week, and you mentioned that you ran into Hideki at Phoenix, and did you literally take his 3-wood out of his bag and pretend to break it over your knee?
Yes. He was standing there with his team. You know, he's got a little team that follows him around. I don't have as many people on my team, but and I just walked up and said hey to everybody and just grabbed his 3-wood and just almost broke it over my knee. But, I mean, you know, he played awesome. He shot 63 on the weekend, and, you know, it's just going to happen in golf where you lose. And, but, you know, no hard feelings, obviously. I was just messing around.
Do you think you guys will sort of laugh about that for years to come and maybe have a little bit of a friendship over that?
I hope so. I mean, I really like Hideki. I've always enjoyed playing with Hideki, and I think his golf game's just beautiful to watch. And, you know, I always enjoy when I get to be paired with him. So it's, you know, it's a fun memory to look back on, more so for him. But, I mean, yeah, it still stings.
Russell, what do you have to adjust to the most coming from Kapalua to playing here at Wailea?
I mean, I think the 2 things that I notice about that place compared to here are off the tee, it's much more difficult to hit fairways here. It's very easy to hit fairways there, so I'm at a disadvantage in that regard. And then in terms of speed control and knowing how fast and slow putts are, I did a terrible job last week, and I feel like this week, just without the big, you know, valleys and the views and your optics, I guess, are just off a little bit for me there, in in speed control and knowing what's up and downhill, and it's so much slower uphill, there than it's going to be here. The greens are going to be a little quicker. So it's just a completely different course. This one's, much more narrow, smaller targets, and I like that kind of course better for sure.
Okay, Dave.
I can't believe we haven't already asked you about Georgia and how enjoyable last night might have been, or I don't know, maybe was it even a little boring for you after all because you guys dominated?
Yeah. I mean, I guess at the end of the first half when we kept scoring in the last couple minutes, I just was like, I can't believe we've already basically won. I mean, I think we were up 38-7 at half. And their one play that they scored was like a kind of a weird broken coverage pass. I guess it's just, for me, it's just mainly surprising. I mean, I'd love for us to win the national championship by 60 every year. But I'm just still kind of surprised. I mean, that was crazy.
Did you stay up to watch the whole thing?
Oh, yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah. Now, the opposite would be maybe the tension that you might have felt playing Ohio State and how that unfolded, because that went down to the wire. In fact, down to the wire in the year and the whole thing. I mean, it was like a couple of seconds before the year ended.
Yeah, I know.
The kick.
I know, and I mean, I thought that they played a better looking that game than we did. I mean, I thought that, Stetson made a couple passes that weren't like him, kind of some just sloppy plays, and they had a lot of receivers, catching a lot of really, running a lot of great routes. We were having a really hard time guarding them and our secondary. So I just, I'm just blown away. We did it again. It's crazy.
But were you nervous over that game?
Oh, absolutely. I kind of had accepted that we were going to lose. We're losing by 12, and I was like, these guys are looking good. We're kind of a little bit sloppy, struggling. It's not looking good for us. And I was kind of like, okay, we're going to lose. And then we just kind of kept chipping away. And then I got real nervous the last 5 minutes of the game. Like it was nerve-wracking. Kind of feel like we stole what we did. I think we stole one there for sure.
There you go. Going back to last year and of course winning here in 2013, you obviously liked the golf course, and you mentioned maybe some things about it, but are there things in the design of the golf course or the way it sets up that you like here? Everybody likes the weather and everything, but you seem to like the golf course, how it fits your game.
I do. I think it puts a premium on ball control. I think it puts a premium on hitting the fairway, hitting good approach shots, making good decisions, good course management. I think it puts a premium on that. I think that's more my game when I'm playing well. I mean, there's some weeks I don't have it, and my course management's bad, and I'm not able to control the ball and hit it straight. But typically when I'm playing well, ball control and having a cleaner card is kind of my game. And so that's what I feel like this place is. And if you can hit fairways and know which side of the fairway to miss it, if you miss it, things like that. Like that's kind of how I try to play golf. And so I feel like that's what this course is, much more so than last week.
Okay. Did you have another one, Cameron?
Are you playing Phoenix? I mentioned Phoenix.
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna play Phoenix. Yep.
What do you think about a tournament like that this year being held the same week as the Super Bowl? And would you ever? I guess you could theoretically try to get it to the game. Would you ever try to go to the Super Bowl?
I might. I mean, it depends on the circumstance. This year, my family's going to be with me that week. I don't have any interest in really going. I'd rather watch it on TV. But yeah, I mean, especially if there's if the Falcons were playing or something like that.
You'd go, maybe?
I might go.
When was the last NFL game you went to?
Oh, man. It's been a while. I haven't been to a Georgia game in a few years since I've had kids.
Yeah.
I think around college maybe I went to a Falcons game. I can't remember.
Were you able to get a place to stay for the week easily enough? Or?
In Phoenix?
Yeah.
Not easily. We found one on Airbnb. Yeah.
It's not easy this year.
No, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So snuck one in though.
All right. All good?
Yeah.
Russell, thank you for your
Yeah,
time.
sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.